हरि ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्येभ्यो नमो नमः। ओम श्री गुरु चरण कमलेभ्यो नमो नमः। ओम नमो नारायणाय नमः। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ओम सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ओम त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव। नमो शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता नमो शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता नमो शारदा
be with all of us on this most beautiful and divine day. My dearest devotees, Pranam, Sitaram, a pleasant good morning, salam to all of you joining us on our virtual Satsangh. On behalf of myself, Pandit Yogiji, Kevin, our dear Pidaji, Brianna behind the cameras this morning, and not forgetting our dholak player, our brother Bhaji Navendra. This morning we bid each and every one of you Bhagwan's grace. Kindly sit back and enjoy these moments with us as we celebrate another day of the Lord's grace. Indeed, waking up this morning is one of the most gracious blessings we can enjoy. We were able to see, to smell, to taste, to touch, and we were able to walk, to go to the temples or places that will bring us great benefits. Today we thank God for His many blessings. We thank God for our families, for our place of employment, our place of education, and most importantly, we thank God for the beautiful gift of life. Again and again, life may not be perfect. There may be many difficulties we're facing, but nevertheless, enjoy every day and make every day count as though it is your last. This morning, once again, a very humble Sitaram to all of you, and we do hope and pray you will join us in our hawan and our songs and moments of katha. Today is Father's Day, of course, in the Western world. We are celebrating Father's Day. Nevertheless, we want to take this opportunity to wish all of our fathers a happy Father's Day. We do hope and pray that you are living up to the expectations of your children and you are making your children realize that they are the most prized possession in your lives. Happy Father's Day to all. Please do enjoy this morning's broadcast. So what we will do this morning is our normal congregational hawan yajna. We hope you can join us with that. And of course, after that, we'll have a bhajan or two, and then we'll listen to our katha for this morning. So if you have all your preparations there with you, kindly join us. Firstly, we wash our hands, we sip the water, we wash our hands again, we touch the various parts of our bodies, and then we invoke Agni as we start to make offerings to the Lord. So, of course, I will be doing all the steps here, and Pandit Yogi along with the Kirtan Mandari will lead us in the mantras. Let's all begin. Om Hasta Prakshalanam Samarpayami Shri Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Perform Achan, 3 sips of water for intimate purification. Om Amrito Pasramasi Swaha. Second sip. Om Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha. Third sip. Om Satyam Yasha Shirmai Shri Shretam Swaha. Om Hasta Prashanam Samarpayami Shri Govindaya Namo Namaha. We engage in Anga Swash and Vinyas. Om Namyase Astu. Om Nasur Me Prano Astu. Om Akshur Me Chakshur Astu. Om Karnyur Me Shrotram Astu. Om Mahur Me Banam Astu. Om Arhur Me Ojo Astu. Om Arishtani Me Angani. Tanustana Me Sahasantu. We ignite the fires, we invoke the presence of Agni Devata. Om Murabhuva Swaha. Om Murabhuva Swaha. Deoriva Bhumina. Prithviva Varinda. Tasyaste Prithvi. Devayaji Krishti. Agnimanadane. We all fan the fire gently. Om Budhya Swami Pratijari Tomishta Murte Samsrajita Mayamcha Asvin Sadaste Adyutta Rashmin Vishwe Deva Yajmanasya Sidana. We now take our first piece of dhuk or sameda. We offer when we say Swaha. Om Ayantayamaya Jate Vedasya Nidhyasva Vardasva Cheda Vardaya Chasvan Prajaya Pashumir Brahma Varachasena Annadena Samedhaya Swaha Inamane Jate Vedasya Idam Namama. Second piece of dhuk. Om Saravindu Asyata Krite Bodhayata Ditim Asvina Vyajohutana Swaha Inamane Jata Vedasya Idam Namama. Often just speak. Om Susamidhaya Shochise Vritam Kevaram Jahotana Agnaye Jata Vedasya Swaha Inamane Jata Vedasya Idam Namama. Third and final piece of dhuk. Om Tantra Samidhirangiro Vrithe Vardayamasi Briyachochaya Vishtaya Swaha Inamane Angirasya Idam Namama. Offering he continues. Om Ayantayamaya Jata Vedasya Nidhyasva Vardasva Cheda Vardaya Chasvan Prajaya Pashumir Brahma Varachasena Annadena Samedhaya Swaha Inamane Jata Vedasya Idam Namama. Om Ayantayamaya Jata Vedasya Nidhyasva Vardasva Cheda Vardaya Chasvan Prajaya Pashumir Brahma Varachasena Annadena Samedhaya Swaha Inamane Jata Vedasya Idam Namama. Om Ayantayamaya Jata Vedasya Nidhyasva Vardasva Cheda Vardaya Chasvan Prajaya Pashumir Brahma Varachasena Annadena Samedhaya Swaha Inamane Jata Vedasya Idam Namama. Om Ayantayamaya Jata Vedasya Nidhyasva Vardasva Cheda Vardaya Chasvan Prajaya Pashumir Brahma Varachasena Annadena Samedhaya Swaha Inamane Jata Vedasya Idam Namama. Om Ayantayamaya Jata Vedasya Nidhyasva Vardasva Cheda Vardaya Chasvan Prajaya Pashumir Brahma Varachasena Annadena Samedhaya Swaha Inamane Jata Vedasya Idam Namama. We now engage in Jal Sachan as we sprinkle water first on the eastern, western, and northern side, all around for peace, strength, and purity from all four directions. Om Adite Anumanya Swaha Om Anumate Anumanya Swaha Om Saraswate Anumanya Swaha Om Devaha Savita Praswayadyam Patim Bala Divyogandharva Ketatu Ketam Na Punatu Vachaspati Vachana Swadatu. Offering the continues. Ramachandraya Namaha Swaha, Shri Krishnaya Namaha Swaha, Ganapatibhyo Namo Namaha Swaha, Ganeshvayotaya Namaha Swaha, Varunayotaya Namaha Swaha, Navgrahayotaya Namaha Swaha, Navdurgamataya Namaha Swaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namaha Swaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya Namaha Swaha, Om Ham Hanuvataye Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha, Om Namah Shivaya Swaha, Namah Shivaya Swaha, Namah Shivaya Swaha. We all join together in the Gayatri Mantra as we not only pray for our own well-being, but we pray for universal well-being as well. May all be well in the world, may all be at peace and harmony. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Tatsavituravarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Swaha. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Tatsavituravarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Swaha. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Tatsavituravarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Swaha. Hiranyagarbha Samavartanare Bhutasya Jata Patikayasi Sadhanara Prithiviyamudema Kashneva Yadavishavinema. Om Bhurabhuva Swaha Swaha. We divide our final offering into 3 equal parts as we engage in Purna Bhakti. Om Purnamrah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Sahamay Purnamam Swaha. Om Sahamay Purnamam Swaha. Om Sahamay Purnamam Swaha. Let us all put our hands towards the Hawan as we take blessings from Agni Devata. Om Veeramasi Veeram Devi, Om Balamasi Balam Devi, Om Tejasi Tejo Devi, Om Ojasi Ojo Devi, Om Manyurasi Manyu Devi, Om Samasi Samu Devi. Om Brahmaranam Brahmavi Brahmavram Brahmanantam Brahmevate Nanantavya Brahmakarma Samadhina. Om Tatsat Hari Om Tatsat Hari Tatsat Hari. Prem se bolo Agni Bhagwan ki jai. Prem se bolo Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Guru Kripa hi kevalam, Guru Kripa hi kevalam. Shri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. My dearest devotees, once again on behalf of our Shaanti Bhavan Mandir family and on behalf of all the other religious organizations across the globe today, I want to say a very special Sitaram, Pranam, good morning, salam to each and every one of our sisters and brothers across the world. Whether we come from the Hindu faith, the Islam faith, whether we come from the Christian faith, or whether there seems to be any kind of doubts if there is such an existence of God in our lives. I want to say that every moment that we are able to open our eyes and to see, to touch, to smell, to taste, to use these hands, these limbs to take us to places of pilgrimage, places that will bring benefit to our bodies and our souls, our intellect, know that there is some higher force that is involved in all of this. And we describe Him as God. Whichever name you want to put to Him, whichever form you want to put the name to, God is love, God is compassion. And this morning we surrender ourselves to such divine grace. We thank the Lord once again for our happiness, and we thank the Lord for giving us the strength to deal with when adversities do come in our lives. As I said this morning, we are so blessed to have our dear Navendraji joining us to play Dholak this morning, Kevin Hirlal, of course Pandit Yogiji, who we'll be listening to in a few. We have our Pitaji, this is the father of Pandit Yogi, this is Dadaji Jai, who is visiting us here this morning. We're so blessed to have him, and of course we'll be listening to him in a few. But nevertheless, we want to say also a special thank you to Brianna, who's making all of this possible in your homes this morning. So we're not going to keep you too long today. We want to close off about 10 or so. So what we'll do is Father's Day, as I say. I want everybody to go home and enjoy their Father's Day with their father. Whatever it is that you do on this day, just enjoy it and enjoy the relationship between a father and his children. So we'll ask Kev to lead us in a special song first, and after that we'll listen to our Pitaji Jai. He will lead us in the second bhajan, and of course after that we'll listen to our message today, no other than from Pandit Yogiji Maharaj.
मेरे मन वीरा के तारे हर पल शिव का नाम पुकारे, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन। मेरे मन वीरा के तारे हर पल शिव का नाम पुकारे, मैंने शिव से लगाई लगन। जब भोले का नाम प्रेम से सुनो, जब भोले का नाम प्रेम से सुनो, शिव भक्ति में होके मगन। मेरा
सातो जन्म तेरी प्यासी मेरे सातो जन्म तेरी प्यासी तेरे चरणन की उन्नदासी हरिनाम चरणन की उन्नदासी मेरे सातो
So beautifully put this morning by the father of Pandit Yogi Pidaji Jai. Such a blessing to have him come this morning and be part of our Satsangh as we are celebrating in the Western world this day that is called Father's Day. What a beautiful way to wake up, to have a son and a father combination in Satsangh. And I do hope and pray all of our fathers would have woken up today as well and spend the day with your children. Go to the altar, sit together, pray, have a meal. I hope I have that when I go home during the lunchtime today. So looking forward to seeing my children as well. So once again, happy Father's Day to Pidaji, happy Father's Day to Bhaiji Rick. This is the father of Kev. Happy Father's Day to Gupta ji, father of Brianna, and happy Father's Day to Jai. Jai, another Jai. Happy Father's Day to Pitaji Jai. This is the father of Yogendra. So beautiful to have your children here with me here this morning. Such a delight to be with them all. This morning we have Pandit Yogiji once again with us here. And it is my honor to ask him to deliver today's pravachan to all of us. Boliye prem se bolo Shri Ved Vyas Maharaj ki Jai.
Asmaracha Bhavan ki jai, Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki jai. Devotees all, in this beautiful morning I bid you my humble Sitaram. Sitaram to you, Panditji. Thank you for having me here, and a huge thank you to the viewers for tuning in. On this beautiful Sunday morning, we deem it Father's Day, of course, in the Western world. But in our beautiful Sanatana Dharma, it is taught to honor and revere the feet of your parents for every single day that you live. For without them, we cannot even stand in the world. We often touch the feet of our elders. Why? We also touch the feet of the Lord. Why? Because without the feet, we cannot walk. So the feet represent the support of the entire body. Therefore, the feet of our parents and the feet of the Lord represent the support of our entire lives. My pravachan to you this morning will be very short. However, I hope and I pray that I can drive home a very important point for each and every one of us. So in this beautiful katha, and it's taken, I believe, from Valmiki Ramayana, I won't be quoting the exact words and verses from this Ramayana, but it is a story that takes place during the reign of Bhagwan Sri Ram. You know, after everything happened with Sita Mata and he returned to Ayodhya, he ruled over Ayodhya for some time. Now many kings were there, not only Bhagwan Sri Ram. There was a king by the name of Raja Sukhant. And Raja Sukhant was a very pious king by nature. And one day he was sitting in his court, his sabha, and he received word from his messenger that there was what? Sant Milap, a meeting, a gathering of saints in the nearby forest. So, very pious by nature, as I said, Raja Sukhant went to go see this gathering of saints. And he wanted to take their pradikshina, to take darshan, to take their blessings and vision. So he was on his way there, and of course, he hears in the distance, Narayana, Narayana. And who appears before him? None other than Narad Muni, Devarishi Narad. Now we all know whenever Narad Muni appears, something is afoot, something very troublesome. But of course, Narad Muni creates trouble. Why? To show mankind and the entire universe a very beautiful lesson. So Narad Muni appears before Raja Sukhant, and Raja Sukhant prostrates before him. He gives pranam. And Narad Muni questions Raja Sukhant, to where are you going? Raja Sukhant says, there is a gathering of saints and I wish to go take their blessings and get their darshan. And Narad Muni tells him, well, that is all good. But amongst this gathering of saints, there is one saint by the name of Vishwamitra Maharaj. Now this Vishwamitra Maharaj used to be a king. So he was also a Kshatriya. So you do not have to take his blessings. So go there and take the blessings of all the saints, but do not take the blessings of Vishwamitra. So now Raja Sukhant, very pious by nature, he knows the right thing. He says, Narad, what are you telling me to do? How can I not take the blessings of Vishwamitra Maharaj, such a great Muni? He says, again, he was also a king. It is not proper for a king to bow before another king, because that symbolizes weakness. So Raja Sukhant goes to the meeting of saints, and he takes blessings from all of them, but he does not seek the blessings of Vishwamitra. So now, it is one thing to give an insult to someone behind closed doors, but to do so at a public forum, in front of everyone, is extremely hurtful, wouldn't you agree? I'm sure we all would agree. So Vishwamitra Maharaj was very upset. So as he went to Ayodhya, Vishwamitra. He went to Ayodhya. And he's going to see who? Bhagwan Sri Ram. So now as he's going to see Bhagwan Sri Ram, who's guarding the door? Lakshman. So he sees Lakshman and Lakshman says to him, greetings Master, greetings Guru. for what reason have you come here today? And he says, I wish to see Bhagwan Shri Ram. And Lakshman proceeds to tell him, well, Prabhu Shri Ram is sleeping right now, so you will have to wait. Now, of course, Vishwamitra gets very mad. And hearing the commotion outside from his chamber, Prabhu Shri Ram wakes up and he rushes. He recognizes the voice of his preceptor, of his master. And he says, what is the problem? O Guru, he takes his blessings and he says, what is the problem? For why are you so upset? And Vishwamitra says, I was insulted amongst a congregation of saints. But what will you do about that? You were sleeping. So then Prabhu Shri Ram holds on to his feet and he says, by the next morning, I will behead this individual who has insulted you. So now, word gets back to Raja Sukant in his kingdom that he's going to get beheaded by the next morning by Bhagwan Shri Ram himself. Now he starts going frantic, he gets worried, and now he starts calling out to Narad. Now Narad was there, he didn't even ask Narad to come. Narad came and gave him advice. But now he needs Narad's help and Narad is not coming. So then eventually Narad hears the cries of Raja Sukant and he comes. And he tells Raja Sukant, go to this cave. In this cave, there is Anjani Mata. Who is Anjani Mata? The mother of Hanumanji. You go to her, she is there doing tapas. You go to her and she will no doubt protect you. So Raja Sukant goes to this cave and he's crying at the entrance of the cave. And Anjani Mata wakes up from her meditation and she says, what is the problem? Why are you so downtrodden and sad? He said, well, I am to be beheaded next morning by Prabhu Shri Ram. And I was told to come to you for protection. So Anjani Mata says, well, you stay here. You will no doubt be protected. A few moments later, Hanumanji comes along. So Hanumanji says, Raja Sukant, I will protect you. But you have to do one thing. You have to sit behind me. I will wrap you in my tail. But you have to continue chanting Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. So Raja Sukant does this. Now, in the meantime, Prabhu Shri Ram and Lakshman have arrived. Now Raja Sukant is chanting Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, wrapped in Hanumanji's tail. And Hanumanji is also chanting. Now Hanumanji is crying. Why? He's crying because he's so devoted to the name of Shri Ram. Raja Sukant is also crying. But why is he crying? Because he just sees Prabhu Shri Ram walk in the doorway. He knows his death is coming. So, Prabhu Shri Ram looks at Hanumanji and says, Hanumanji, what are you doing here? And he says, well, I have taken a vow to protect this Raja Sukant. And I have taken that on the feet of my Ishtadevta, who is none other than you. Now Prabhu Shri Ram says, well, I have taken a vow on the feet of my Guru to slay this same Raja Sukant. So what will happen here? So remember, Raja Sukant is chanting, and the name of Ram that he is chanting is creating a bubble around him, a bubble of protection. So Prabhu Shri Ram is taking his arrows, he's firing them, and they're not breaking that bubble. The arrows of Prabhu Shri Ram, Antaryami, the Lord of the universe, is not breaking that bubble. So Lakshmanji is standing at the side and he's like, what kind of nonsense is this? So he takes an arrow and he shoots this arrow, and this arrow hits Hanumanji in the heart. Hanumanji collapses, and who also collapses? Prabhu Shri Ram. Now why is this? Because within the heart of Hanumanji lays who? Shri Ram. So as Hanumanji collapses, Prabhu Shri Ram collapses. Lakshmanji runs over, he's very concerned. He's saying, oh Lakshman, he's saying, oh Shri Ram, what has happened? And then Prabhu Shri Ram, between unconsciousness and consciousness, he sees the bleeding heart and chest of Hanumanji. And with his eyes closed, he stretches out his hand to heal and remove all illness, all curses, all vows from Hanumanji. But while he is doing this, Hanumanji takes the head of Raja Sukant, puts it in front. And of course, Prabhu Sri Ram doesn't see. And he blesses Rajasutan. Now, what is the moral of the story here? Devarishi Narad did this. Why? To show us that the name of the Lord is even greater than the Lord Himself. Such a beautiful example. Now, on this beautiful day of Father's Day that we celebrate in the Western world, what is the connection? All of us, when we are born into this world, what is the last name that is fixed to us? It is the last name of our Father. So therefore, when we go anywhere in society, when people hear of our last name, already they draw a preconceived notion of how we should be. They say, well, this boy has come from this family, so therefore he must be this way. So that is the importance of the name. So now the name that we receive from our Father is symbolic also of the values that are given to us. And we as Hindus, we love to engage in what is called jandi. And we raise that janda, the flag, right? Now this bamboo is created in layers, right? You'll see line after line after line. Now this is symbolic of sanskar, or correct values that are imparted to us by our parents. And this is what all mothers and fathers should be doing for their children. Building sanskar upon sanskar upon sanskar, so that flag can wave ever freely and justly and bravely and victoriously in the world. So with this being said, we should all take stock into who we really are. We should all take stock into the sanskar and the values that our parents have passed on to us, not only fathers, mothers as well, because mothers have to take on the roles of fathers. Fathers have to take on the roles of mothers. So we have to reflect on these values. And by reflecting on these values, time and time again, every day becomes Mother's Day and Father's Day. It is not only limited to one day. It is only this way in the Western world. Why? For economic benefit. Because on Father's Day, what do you buy? You take your dad to Home Depot and you buy wood, lumber, tools, whatever. Mother's Day, oh, the florist shop makes money, right? So, it's all an economic thing. But nonetheless, it's a very nice sentiment at the end of the day. But we should always remember those sanskari values that our parents have imparted in us. And parents should also keep that in mind, that it is your duty to impart values to your children, so that they can wave that flag of your name high and proudly in society. Prem se bolo Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai.
What a beautiful message delivered by our Ved Vyasji this morning to remind us about the ideals, the rich values and ethics which our parents passed down generation after generation. We must be proud and we must be blessed to carry those names, but not only the name, live up to the expectation of what those names represent. Thank you so much, Panditji, for your message this morning. As we conclude, devotees, once again I want to take this opportunity to thank Bri, Pidaji Jai, our dear Yogendra, and of course Kev for joining me this morning in wishing each and every one of us, fathers and mothers, and those who played a role as well, happy Father's Day. May God bless each and every one of you. Remember, a simple message to our fathers: it is not about the land, it is not about the wealth, it is not about the treasures of life. It is about the importance and the values that we bestow upon our children. Continue to hug them, continue to love them, continue to let them feel that they are secure, they are happy. And whenever in doubt, please make sure that your presence means more to them than the presents which we present to them. Today I want to close off by saying that our fathers are great souls, and the rich values which they pass on is told to us by the wonderful pages of our scriptures, that whatever you have to do, do it today and achieve today. Do not wait for when death comes. And that's a beautiful message left by Raja Dashrath when the Guru told the world, your father has accomplished everything in his lifetime and he has lived life to the fullest. There is no regrets in his life. And this is a message that our fathers also would pass on to their children. A happy anniversary to Dulciji and Vidan. I want to wish you guys the very best. Pandit Mohanji from Guyana will be celebrating his birthday. Happy birthday. Haji Miro will be celebrating his birthday. Happy birthday, my friend. Ethan Ramphal will be celebrating his birthday. A happy birthday to you. And Mataji Vidya from South Florida, who's going to be celebrating her birthday. We want to wish you the very best. You know, there's not a lot of Father's Day song that we sing, but I'll just do a minute or so of a little medley dedicated to all of our fathers. There's not a lot of songs dedicated to them, but there are a lot of oldies that they love. So let's sing a line or two of a few of them, and then we'll conclude with our universal prayer. चाहूंगा मैं तुझे सांझ सवेरे, फिर भी कभी अब नाम को तेरे आवाज में न भूलूंगा, आवाज में न भूलूंगा। चाहूंगा मैं तुझे सांझ सवेरे, फिर भी कभी अब नाम को तेरे आवाज में न भूलूंगा, आवाज में न भूलूंगा, आवाज में न भूलूंगा, आवाज में न भूलूंगा। उठाई दिनिया जवानी नर चलती, उठाई दिनिया जवानी नर चलती, उड़ती मलमाल उठाई दिनिया जवानी नर चलती, उठाई दिनिया जवानी नर चलती, उड़ती मलमाल मेरी हम सफर एक जरा इंतजार है मंजिल प्यार की, मेरी हम सफर एक जरा इंतजार, सुन सदा है इंतजार मंजिल प्यार की। आने से उसके आए बहार, जाने से उसके जाए बहार, बड़ी मस्तानी है अरे मेरे बुआ, मेरे जिंदगानी है मेरे बुआ। आने से उसके आए बहार, जाने से उसके जाए बहार, बड़ी मस्तानी है मेरे बुआ, मेरी जिंदगानी है मेरे बुआ, बड़ी मस्तानी है मेरे बुआ। ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, and they will enjoy the day listening to. We want to wish all of our fathers once again, and the mothers and all who play the role, happy Father's Day to all. May peace, may auspiciousness, may happiness, joy, good health come to us all. We conclude Sarvesha Mangalam Bhuyat Sarve Shantu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhavet Nandantu Sarva Bhutani Niratankani Santu Cha Prithirastu Parasparam Siddhirastu Chakarmanam Swastiyastu Rajno Nityapa Shamprajabhya Statevastu Swastiyastu Dipati Nityam Shantirastu Chatushpadi Shantirastu no devasya Bhurabhavasva Shivam Tatha Sarvata Shantirastu no Saumya Bhavantu Bhutani Tvam Devo Jagata Srashta Pata Deva Tvamivahi Prajapalya Devesha Shantim Kuru Jagatpate Yo Miyadhyasdehite Tasya Shivamastu Sada Bhuvi Yashtamandveshti Loki Yasmin Sopi Bhadrani Pashyantu Tvameva
Kachapita Tvameva Tvameva Manujasya Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Manadeva Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri